Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Call Sign Charlie Models for part 10 of the Revell 148 scale B1B. And today we're getting right into it using the Caracal decals for this kit. We're going to be doing the Old Crow Express 3 from Dyess Air Force Base in Texas. And these are a couple of the tools I use with the silicone tip brushes right here. And I got some more on hand just in case I need them. We're going to be using Micro Set and Micro Saw for the decals, as well the microsol beforehand and microsol afterwards, and then a brush to apply that. I also use a candle warmer to keep my water warm. I just have a nice little bowl that I keep my water in, and I can keep it in there all day. I can decal all day with that warm water. So starting off with the decals, we have a few little stencils to go on here, and then we're going to be adding on the actual nose art with the Old Crow Express 3 right here. Then after that, we do have a few more decals to add that I'm going to have on camera. The rest of them I'm going to be doing off camera, like the some of the other stencils and stuff going on. So I'm just going to video the main nose decals and then the tail flash decals, and then after that I'm going to do everything off camera. So we have the stripe right here. I do have a little bit of a block to paint on the front of the vertical stabilizer with the blue with the two blocks, because the two stripes did not match up exactly. So that's an easy fix right there. And then we're getting the emblem and the Dyess Air Force Base squadron markings put on right here. Just rolling out all the excess water with a cotton bud. With the silicone tip brushes, I do go through a lot fewer of the cotton buds than what I used to. When I was using just only the cotton buds, I would go through a lot of them during a decaling stretch. So after this, we get the refueling probe on, and now we're going to be doing the panel line wash. I'm using the Flory Models Dark Dirt Wash. It does come in multiple colors like gray, black, dark dirt, and a few others, I believe. I think the dark dirt is the best one for gray aircraft because it doesn't come out like too stark in your face. It's a nice subtle hint of the panel line. So we're just going to spread this stuff all over the model. Don't worry about it being dry. It is a clay-based wash. You can let it set for an hour. You can let it set for days on end. I've let this thing set for an entire weekend. And then you come back with a wet paper towel or wet cloth and you wipe off, and all the panel lines are filled. It's nice and easy. Like I said, you don't have to worry about it drying for too long and ruining the model. Unlike some of the other products that if you let it set for too long, you're in a world of hurt trying to get that saved. So I'm just spreading it all over the model and not even having to worry. I can even scroll through my phone while I'm doing this. And yeah. So now we're just wiping it off with the wet paper towel. And as you can see right there, the panel lines are starting to fill in. And I let this set for a good 24 hours before I came in and wiped it all off. Because I let it dry. I did the top side first. I let that dry for a few hours. And then I flipped it over. I did the underside, then let that dry overnight. And then first thing in the morning, came back and I hit it all up with the wet paper towel. And as you can see, it's really easy to clean up, no issues. For some of the tight areas, I come in with the cotton bud to clean up those and then right back at it. Now we're doing some of the panel line accents with the Tamiya Panel Line Gray. This one, I had an issue with the gray sticking to the bottom, so I had to give it a good shake. And still, it doesn't come out as strong as what the black does, but it still shows up. And then after that, I'm going to come in with the cotton bud with the mineral spirits to clean up on that. So didn't get that on camera, but now we're moving on to the landing gear using the Tamiya Panel Liner Black. Just going in here, covering everything up that I want to get done. And then we're going to clean it up with some more mineral spirits right here. But I'm going to get the rest of the landing gear done. As you can see, and this stuff I let set for maybe 10-15 minutes before I clear it up. I don't want it to let to let it set for too long, because like I said, if you let it set for too long, you can be in a world of hurt on trying to get it cleaned up. The last of the landing gear struts to go through this, and then we're going to clean up the excess with a cotton bud and also a brush dipped in the mineral spirits, and just do a quick cleanup on that. Then we'll be moving on to the engine bay hatches, and I also did this on all the other parts as well, but I didn't film it because it would have been extremely repetitive. So getting this all done, light cleanup, it does also add a little bit of a grunge to it, so doesn't make the part look super nice and clean. You can have that little smudge to it as well. All right, and then coming up next here in just a second, we're going to be working on the engine hatches. And with these, I wanted them to be dirty. So I spread the stuff all over the place, kind of like I did with the Flory wash, and then cleaned it up with a wet cotton bud with the mineral spirits and the brush, just to give it that grungy look, as you're going to see here in a little bit. This is going to be a really short video because a lot of it was just repetitive, and I didn't want to do all the videotaping and recording for that. So, like I said, we are right here with the engine hatches, and we are almost done. You're going to get to see both engine hatches done here in just a second, and that's going to be the end of this. So I'm going to see you guys in 1 second. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video, part 10 of the B1B. And as you can see, we got done with all the decals and started on the weathering with the panel line wash. That Flory Models wash is something that I've loved for the past 14 years, I think it is. And it goes down really great, easy to use. And I'll put the link on where to get that stuff down in the comments. From both sides of the pond. I know US has one distributor, and over in Europe they have another distributor over there, so I'll put those links down in the comments. And other than that, for next week's video, we're going to be starting with the oil washes and some chipping and stuff like that, and finishing up on the weathering, so that way the week after that we can start on the final assembly and final review of the whole build. Hopefully next couple weeks this will be all done. But other than that, that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell button for notifications of when I post future videos. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.